Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper4Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News, God of War details and gameplay coming soon, Sony and Tencent buy shares in Elden Ring Maker, Microsoft reiterates Call of Duty will be on PlayStation, Konami could be working on a Metal Gear collection, and more. Let's get into them. God of War Ragnarok on Game Informer. God of War Ragnarok has been revealed as this month's Game Informer issue cover, and with that they will have exclusive news around the game's accessibility features, a brand new realm, updates to combat and navigation, including exclusive gameplay. Gameplay is said to be around 4 minutes and will be revealed during the next couple of weeks, and with marketing showing the game, it's a good sign we may see more if the rumored PlayStation showcase for this month turns out true. Game Informer has scheduled 2 videos for September 2nd and September 6th to show combat gameplay and the Svartalfheim realm. You can find the links in the description below. Sticking with God of War Ragnarok combat improvements detailed. The first feature from Game Informer coverage is already out and talks about how the philosophy for combat is play with your foot. Kratos will be able to do weapon signature moves with triangle like Frost Awaken with the axe and Whiplash with the blades. There will be more powerful shields that allow for different playstyles like Dauntless focus on parrying, or the Stonewall for a tank style build. All locations will be repopulated with harder enemies, as there will also be optional areas and tears that will provide a greater challenge and gratification. PlayStation Plus monthly games for September have been announced. Sony has announced the PlayStation Plus monthly games for September available for all users of the service. The lineup includes Need for Speed Heat, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Toem. All available to download starting September 6 until October 3rd. What do you think about this lineup? Let us know in the comment section. Also remember, it's the last week to download August games including Yakuza Like a Dragon, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2, and Little Nightmares. There's more PlayStation Plus. Sony also announced the catalog and classic games lineup for extra, deluxe, and premium users. Usually announced during the second week of the month, but they switched things up this time. Highlights on the game catalog include Deathloop, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Chicory. From the Ubisoft classics we get Assassin's Creed Origins, Rayman Legends, Watch Dogs 2, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And on the classic side we see the return from Sly Cooper on PS3 streaming and Siphon Filter 2 as a PS1 classic. You can check out the full list here in the community tab. Sony and Tencent acquired 30% shares of Elden Ring Maker from Software. Sony and Tencent made an interesting move by acquiring a third of Japanese developer From Software, a move that will provide the studio with about $260 million in funding. The deal will see Sony control 14% of the studio, while Tencent owns 16%, and the rest remain under From's parent company Kadokawa. With this, From Software will further invest in developing more powerful game IPs and explore establishing a framework to publish their own games, something that so far they have done through Bandai Namco. Microsoft reiterates that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation. Regulators around the world continue their investigation to approve the Microsoft-Activision merger, and the UK Competition and Markets Authority has some concerns. The organization has said they are concerned that having full control of this powerful catalog with Microsoft already being in a strong position in the gaming console market, operating systems and cloud, could lead to them harming consumers by impairing Sony, which is their closest rival to compete. They studied Microsoft's previous history with this acquisition and cites the purchase from Bethesda that later resulted in both the Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 being Xbox exclusive. Another claim was the control of Activision Blizzard's content to foreclose rivals including Sony or any future entrants into a market that is growing with multi-game subscription services. On the Microsoft blog, Phil Spencer talked about the matter, reiterating their intent to make the same version of Call of Duty available on PlayStation on the same day the game launches elsewhere, and enabling people to play across platforms and devices, giving Minecraft as an example of their continued support for multiple platforms. While it's commendable that Microsoft is willing to do that, there are a lot of asterisks like what about the other Activision franchises, and the fact that the publisher is only contractually obligated to release the next 3 Call of Duty games, including this year's Modern Warfare 2. Microsoft will now have until September 8 to submit proposals to address all the concerns from the UK CMA as a Phase 2 investigation continues. The Last of Us Part 1 Review Roundup. Reviews for Naughty Dog's remake are in and the game is great, holding a Metacritic of 89 and an OpenCritic of 88 as of this recording. but both are lower than Remaster with 95 and 94 respectively. Luke Riley from IGN said it's a gorgeous and well-honed remake of one of the biggest poppers in the PlayStation pantheon. The Last of Us Part 1 is the best way to play or replay Naughty Dog's esteemed survival classic. Jordan Miller from BGC gave it a 5 out of 5, indicating that $70 is a steep mountain to climb, but if you want to play the very best version of one of the greatest games that has ever been made, then The Last of Us Part 1 is a triumph. GameSpot's Jacob Decker had a small complaint saying that The Last of Us Part 1 manages to tell a harrowing story of loss and redemption that still holds up despite some of its dated level design. Sammy Barker also pointed out at the game pricing, saying that at a more competitive price point it would be essential, as it's a pricey upgrade on a bona fide classic. Are you gonna be jumping into the game over the weekend? Are you waiting for it to go down in price or skipping it completely? Sound off in the comments below. Konami could be working on a Metal Gear Solid Trilogy remaster. According to a report from BGC, Konami may be working on a remaster collection for Kojima's acclaimed series. The news comes on the heels that the company may announce a new title in a World Love series at Tokyo Game Show, but according to BGC this is unrelated to any other big franchises like Castlevania, Silent Hill or Metal Gear. Still, the site says that separate reports indicate the remasters are indeed in the works, further corroborated by leaker Dust Golem on Twitter. Konami had also said previously they were working on bringing back the MGS HD Collection titles to stores as they were delisted last year. There's more from Konami as a Silent Hill reveal may be happening soon. BGC's Andy Robinson further added more information to Konami's plans. In his original story about the World Love series to be revealed at TGS, he suggested any Silent Hill titles may be revealed around Game Awards in December. After the story was published, he received word from several people that the Silent Hill reveal may be happening sooner. Previous reports have said 2 games are in development, with a Silent Hill 2 remake being a PlayStation Time exclusive and an episodic series from a studio under Annapurna Interactive. Lost Souls Aside returning later this year. You may remember the Final Fantasy inspired Lost Souls Aside shown in April 2021, a PlayStation exclusive funded by the China Hero Project. The game account has indicated they won't be appearing at the upcoming China Joy event this year, but they promise development for the game is going smoothly and they may show something before 2022 ends. Assassin's Creed Mirage has leaked. It wouldn't be an Assassin's Creed game if there were no leaks of the title. YouTuber Jonathan and Bloomberg's Jason Schreier have confirmed the leak of the upcoming Ubisoft game called Assassin's Creed Mirage to be released in spring 2023. The title would be a return to basics with no RPG systems, set in Baghdad between 870 and 860 BC, with the playable character being Basim as a thief until he arrived at the Hidden Ones. Right after this leak, Ubisoft published on Twitter confirming the name of the game and that they will talk more about it at the Ubisoft Forward event this September 10. IO Interactive 007 game may be far away. Hitman developer IO Interactive published their annual report for fiscal year ending March 2022, spotted by user Dark Detective on Twitter. In the outlook for the report, they say they expect their profits will drop over the next calendar years due to long production phases before their next releases hit the market around fiscal years 24 and 25. This suggests their 007 project teased in November 2020 may not be launched until at least 2025. The Callisto protocol will have you dying a lot for the Platinum. Striking Distance CTO Mark James provided an interview with IGN Japan to talk about their upcoming Callisto protocol. He revealed that they are working on designing the challenges for the trophies and achievements of the game, and they made a trophy for seeing all of the dead screens available. This is gonna happen partially because of the many variables of how enemies attack you or you attack them, environmental kills, and monsters having their own unique finishers. So yeah, you will have to die a lot if you want to plat the game this September 2nd on PS4 or PS5. And those are our PlayStation stories for today. What do you think about Microsoft reiterating that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation platforms? Do you think we'll get new Metal Gear Solid remasters? Share your thoughts on any of the news below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!